Well, obviously, Edmund isn't here.
Only if he's trespassing. Brooke, why? Have you lost him again?
I don't find anything funny in this.
You find anything funny about his filing a bogus paternity suit against my dead father? Well, neither do I. Now, if you are looking for your lying fiancé, Brooke, you could have called.
I could have. But when I have something to say, I like to say it face to face. How is Angelique?
Dr. Martin has recommended complete rest, and Gloria's seeing to it. Angelique will be leading a rather quiet life for a while until she regains her strength.
Her collapse could have been avoided.
I will tell that to the man who fired the first shot.
How can I do that? This fight started a generation ago. It's not your fault, and it's not Edmund.
Brooke!
As much as you hate it, Edmund is telling the truth.
So you believe?
Yes.
That's your problem.
And what about Angelique? Angelique is in love with you, and yet she is sure that Edmund is telling the truth.
You don't know what she's sure of.
I have talked to her, and so have you. And you know the toll that this is taking on her health. She didn't collapse in the hospital because of the stress of the fighting. She collapsed because of the stress of not being believed.
You didn't know Hugo Merrick. Edmund and Angelique didn't either, not really, but I did. Now, he wouldn't father a son and not acknowledge him. He was incapable of such a despicable act.
Dimitri, your father wasn't a saint. He was a human being.
He was a decent, honorable man.
A man. With human strengths and weaknesses, isn't it possible that he found comfort with another woman other than your mother? Isn't it possible that that other woman was Flora Gresham, Edmund's mother? Go out.
And fathering her child and not taking responsibility.
But he did take responsibility. He provided Flora with a home and a job for as long as she lived, and in the end, he acknowledged her son.
Show me proof, Brooke. I mean, give me hard, cold evidence and I'll buy it. You can't show me any proof. All you've got is speculation backed up by Edmund's lies.
All right, let's put away the idle speculation and let's talk about you and Edmund. Before you went to prep school, you and Edmund, you had a close friendship for years.
Look, I don't remember any of that.
You taught him how to ride a bike. You let him ride your pony when Alfred wasn't around.
What's the point?
The point is, you and he had a boyhood friendship that sometimes people keep for life. Why did you turn against him?
Look, he was a belligerent little smart mouth, and I got sick of it, so we fought.
He broke his nose.
Hey, he had a major attitude problem. Anyway, my life changed after that. I was never home except for holidays and a month or so during the summer.
You left wildly. You escaped. Edmund was always here. He was abused on these very grounds by two men, Alfred, who attacked him savagely on a regular basis, and Hugo. I mean, his abuse was verbal, but it was equally deadly.
You're quick to accuse men who can't defend themselves?
It's a sad story. It's a story about two boys who were basically raised together. One who was safe and secure, and the other who was battered and damaged.
You have only his word.
And Angelique's. And she may have been right when she questioned Edmund's brotherly compassion, but where's yours, Dimitri? Where's your ounce of compassion for the hell that he went through?
There was a time when Edmund and I were close when we were boys.
And you were always in trouble. And when you got caught, you covered for each other like master criminals.
Yeah, he was younger, but he was clever. Funny, sharp, but always willing to take risks. And yes, for a couple of years, he was a hell of a good friend.
The best. And he's still the same person. He still is that funny, smart partner in crime that you remember, and the reason I know that is because that's the man that I fell in love with.
Only now, he is a liar. A clever liar full of envy and rage and hatred for me.
Yes. Envy and rage are a part of what he feels, and why not? I mean, you were showered with every advantage, and he was denied the basic birthright that every child deserves, to grow up loved and safe.
Brooke, I did not destroy a will. I did not do it.
Dimitri, I don't think you did, but I am telling you, there is a document that was witnessed by Wilfred and Bertha Lawrence, and it existed briefly in that volume of Shakespeare. I am sure of it. It was there, and then it disappeared. Aren't you ready to find out what really happened to it?
All right. If you have a theory, let's hear it.
Okay. Someone else took it.
I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and assume you had a reason for saying what you said.
I don't understand.
I was briefing the press on my situation. You obviously have some kind of problem with that, which I find rather strange, Brooke, given it's what you do for a living.
I don't exploit the painful details of other people's personal lives. And I certainly wouldn't publicize my own.
Oh, I see. Well, since when does the truth offend your sensibilities?
Since when do you lay your soul bare for the press?
Well, since I made it to the centerfold of The Intruder.
You told me you were appalled by that article.
I was.
You swore up and down you didn't leak it.
I didn't.
Well, why not? I mean, if your goal was a media blitz, then The Intruder did you a favor.
Look, The Intruder scooped that story. You understand? It's a tabloid. Now, as long as the story's out, I would like to set the record straight. Now, what is that? Is that undignified, Brooke?
Setting the record straight is all you want to do. But Edmund...
But Edmund, what?
You were enjoying yourself with those reporters. You were having a great time.
They're reporters. I'm a reporter. You're a reporter. What the hell difference does that make?
You don't know?
No, I don't know. I don't get it.
Well, then you and I are very different.
We sure are. Because you haven't choked on lies all your life. You haven't had to... Look, the Merricks have been putting a lid on that story for 2 decades, and I am just ripping it right off, okay? And it feels good. All right? You're right. It feels very, very good. Hey, Brooke, where are you going?
I don't know. I don't know. I just can't stay here.
Why?
Because you're starting to scare me.
Is Edmund parking the car?
I don't know. I don't know. You'll have to check with his publicist.
His what?
He's not with me.
He's not with you. So this doesn't have anything to do with the DNA testing or the hearing this afternoon? It's rather odd. I at least expected him to come by and see me before this hearing.
Oh, well, he's too busy to confer with his lawyer. He's mounting this major media campaign. I mean, he doesn't have time for the details of the hearing. He's alerting the media about it.
I see. I take it this doesn't make you very happy, huh?
No.
Why is that?
Look, Edmund has every right to pursue this paternity case. You know, the DNA testing, the hearing, and I have been behind him every step of the way.
I know you have, so what's wrong?
You should have seen him today, Jack. I mean, he was literally preening for those reporters. I'm afraid of what this is doing to him.
What do you think it's doing to him?
It's not a court case anymore. It's this driving passion.
Well, Brooke, this is a man who's had his life turned upside down, literally.
I know what it's like, all right, to have your life turned upside down.
I know you do.
I just am wondering how long Edmund is going to hold on to this vendetta.
I wish I could answer that, but I can't.
Does he have a case? Does he have an outside chance this afternoon?
Yes, that's exactly what he has, an outside chance. Brooke, I hope this doesn't surprise you. I mean, I've tried to make it very clear from the beginning with both you and Edmund that this is not going to be a shoo-in.
I know you said that. And that's why on the way over here, I was thinking how simple life would be if you would just tell your client to forget it.
Forget it. You mean to drop the suit, to just go back to his life as it was?
Yes.
Well, that may make things a little simpler, but that's certainly not the plan, Brooke.
couldn't the plan change? Look, you and I have meant a lot to each other in the past.
Yes, we have.
I need your help, Jack. Help me.
Help you?
Save Edmund from himself.
But Ed's up to him, you know that.
I know that. I just didn't want to hear it.
Look, I've been over Edmund's odds with him. He knows very well what his chances are, but he wants to continue this fight. So,
Jack, he is reveling in this fight. I fell in love with a man who was kind and sensitive, and he is changing right in front of me.
have you said any of this to him?
No. He would just be furious.
He might surprise you.
I doubt it. Edmund is sitting on so much rage, I don't know how he can barely contain it. It's bound to spill over.
I think maybe you should try to give him just a little more...
You don't see him every day and every night. I mean, I think about Jamie.
Oh, now, wait, just a minute. Now, come on. Jamie? You know Edmund would never do anything to hurt a child.
No,
You know that.
I know he would never intentionally hurt Jamie. But there's more than one way to harm a child, all right? If Edmund can't get a hand on his own demons, I mean, how is he going to possibly be a father to my son?
Brooke, you think maybe you're getting just a little bit ahead of yourself here?
Jack, you know, this is real. You have a child. You learn to check things at the door. You have a headache, you check it at the door. You have a lousy day, you check it at the door. You don't bring bad feelings home to your child. You put them away.
And what you're saying to me is that you don't feel that Edmund is capable of doing this, huh?
Well, what do you think? I mean, he's waging his holy crusade.
So stop it.
How?
Any way you can. Cajole him, beg him, bribe him, whatever you have to do.
What do you think that's going to accomplish?
I don't know. But what have you got to lose?
Ed. I have Edmund to lose. If I push him to give up this sacred cause, he's going to label me as a traitor.
And if you don't?
I'll lose him anyway. He'll just keep changing until I don't even know him anymore.
Brooke, eventually this suit is going to be resolved one way or the other.
And then what? Edmund will go back to being what he was before? We'll rent old movies and we'll eat popcorn and we'll play with Jamie in the backyard.
I don't know, Brooke. I don't know how to answer those questions. All I know is that Edmund is a man whose life has changed, and I mean changed.
Yes. He's Hugo Merrick's son now. And there's no going back.
Listen to me. Seems to me you have some very, very serious thinking to do, Brooke. You have to decide, are you going to stand by Edmund during this? Or you have to decide that it's not worth the risk.